What's up, YouTube? This is your girl Shenita C, aka the Beauty Influencer, coming at you with another video. So as you guys can see, I am all barefaced. Excuse me, rocking and jamming. I had my music blasting in the background, listen to me some Tony Braxton while I am getting ready for my graduation dinner part 2. On my previous video you guys saw the part 1. Well, this is part 2. This is the one that I was looking forward to the most because it was going to involve family and friends coming. And when I tell you that I had a blast, I do mean that I had a blast. So you guys stay tuned and just check out me doing my makeup. I'm gonna let you guys see that, as well as me doing my hair, and I will show you guys my outfit that I ended up choosing. Nothing too extravagant, just something very simple. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this portion of the video, and I will check back with you guys in a little bit.
I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all going live, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. Back a year ago. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all going live, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. way back a year ago. Back a year ago. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and where I'll go in life still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. Back a year ago. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and where I'll go in life, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. Back a year ago. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all going live, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. Back a year ago. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all going live, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. Back a year ago. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to...
Hey, how are you guys doing? So, I don't even know where to begin. I'm gonna be all over the place. Okay, so as you guys seen in the previous footage, you guys see that I graduated. And yeah, a lot has happened since graduation. I don't even know where to start, and I'm sorry if I'm looking all over here. I'm trying to get everything situated. I'm trying to get some type of structure, but you know how that goes. So I'm trying to sit up straight for you guys. All right, so in this video, I wanted to do a little bit, just a little personal, you know, chit chat. I want to be very transparent with you guys because I feel like I'm still trying to find, you know, my creative streak when it comes to the whole YouTube thing. And yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about is I went on a date. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. If for those of you that are new to my channel, if this is like your first time coming across my channel with this particular video, I have been single for some time. And even though it's been a minute since I've been in a, you know, full, you know, committed relationship, in that time frame, I have, you know, been on dates, obviously. And I just feel that when it comes to dating as a woman, I mean, I'm just being honest. This is just my perspective. I'm not speaking for anyone else, just myself. I really do feel like it's extremely hard. There are a lot of factors when it comes to dating, defining out, you know, who's genuine. And so anyway, let me just go ahead and give you guys this quick story time right here. Well, it's gonna be long actually. So hopefully I catch you guys' attention. And if you guys are not able to, you know, stay on with me, that's fine too. So anyway, long story short, I've been single and I've been open to dating. I consider myself to be very open when it comes to dating. I know some people have a lot of stipulations and standards, and I do have, you know, standards. I really do. But I feel like they are warranted, you know. So with that being said, I had a guy, and he may be watching this, and that's fine because I'm telling, this is just my truth from my perspective. So I had this guy that reached out to me sometime this year, earlier, and Facebook, obviously, and nowadays, social media is where a lot of people are getting asked out on dates, you know, where people kind of slide in the DMs, things of that nature. And, you know, he reached out to me and seemed like a really nice guy. It seemed like he's very funny, maybe, like to laugh and joke and kid a lot. I mean, I think it's a time and place for it, but for the most part, you know, on Facebook, I did find, you know, the few pictures that I've seen on Facebook, I did find him to be, you know, somewhat attractive, you know, wasn't a bad looking person. And yeah, so he reached out to me. It was a lot of texting going on, and eventually we did, you know, exchange contact information. And I am one of those people where I don't feel comfortable with the whole messaging thing. And when I say messaging, I'm not just talking about, you know, text message. I'm talking about even with, you know, messaging through Facebook. Let me take a swig of water. Better. Okay, so when it comes to the whole messaging thing, I'm not really big on it. And I'm talking about text messaging, Facebook Messenger, any type of, indirect communication, because I really do prefer to talk on the phone or either in person. So anytime that there's a bunch of texting and or emailing and things of that nature, I feel like that is indirect, conversing or indirect communication. So for me, I feel like when you're getting to know someone, and if you don't know them, you're just now meeting, I feel like it's just better and beneficial for you guys to just have, face-to-face conversation. Or if you're not able to meet up regularly, to have that type of communication, I feel like the next best thing would be, the telephone. I don't know why. I didn't even know guys were that big on texting. But anyway, this person, was a lot of texting going on. And so I did, express to him that I'm not really big on, the whole messaging thing. So I get it. Like, he works, I work, a lot of people are working. So it's like, if you know that you're not able to, I guess you can say compromise, because like I said, it's just kind of hard to message all day, and from my understanding, he has this job where he has to use his hands a lot. So it's like, it's actually shocking to me that the person had time to message, and I know with me, with my job, I do a lot of, using my hands. Like, that's why I tell people I'm more of a person that talks on the phone, because, at least my hands will be free. But anyway, long story short, we were supposed to be meeting up originally, months ago, but it was like, it wasn't the location or the day that we were supposed to hang out or whatever. To me, it wasn't solidified. Like, it was still up in the air. And I'm not even gonna lie, I was extremely nervous because, like I said, even though it's been a minute since I've been, with someone, I've I'm just not used to the whole dating thing. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm open to it, but it's just, I just never know what to expect. I just end up feeling like it's just a waste of time almost, because it's just like the same old thing. It's just a different guy. But anyway, when we were supposed to hang out, the details, there weren't any, there was not many details. I'm sorry. But anyway, so yeah, so he didn't say anything the day of, and neither did I. So the very next day, he was like, you just kind of stood me up or whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because you didn't reach out to me. Like, from my understanding, neither one of us really said anything as far as, okay, so yeah, we're gonna do it, it's gonna be here. So anyway, we still communicated after that. For whatever reason, we never did set up another date, so to speak. And so the texting became more and more, like I said, it was just way more texting than anything. And it kind of came out that this person was looking for like a sexual relationship. And I'm like, hey, if you would have said this, at the beginning, I could have, went ahead and saved you some time and energy. So I let him know that we are not on the same page, and that, that's just not what I'm looking for. And I don't even know why guys, feel the need to approach a woman and just solely just want to have sex with her. I mean, I just feel like it's rocket science that when you are, pursuing a woman, that aspect of the relationship is gonna come. It's gonna just let it happen naturally. Don't let it be on the guy's term or even the girl's term. Like, just let nature run its course. I don't know. I just get very irritated when guys, pretty much insinuate a sexual relationship. And it's like, if you are indeed looking for a solely a sexual relationship, there are plenty of women out here. And I know there are plenty of sites out here where you can just specialize in that type of thing. That way, no one will get their hopes up. No one will waste their time. And when you guys meet up, you will already know what it is, what it's going to be. I'm just being honest. So if I was looking for solely a sexual relationship, that is the route that I would take. I would literally do some research and find out, okay, what website can I use to go, have sex with a guy just for one night, with no strings attached. I mean, that's just what I would do. if that was what I was wanting to do, or if I was a male and I'm looking to just, bone a woman, and just keep it moving, that's what I would do. But to go after women because you think that they're beautiful, whether you see them on your social media page or in person, and then you just think, okay, well, this the one right here, like that's her, and yeah, I want to pretend to get to know her so I can just have sex with her, see what that thing talking about. It irritates me. But anyway, despite my irritation, when I let him know that we're not on the same page, and not only that, but this is a transparent moment, I'm celibate. Like, I've been celibate for the last almost 3 years now, since 2021. So it'll be 3 years, in the year 2024. So, and that's not something that I feel like I should have to tell a guy, soon as I meet him, because I just feel like once you get to know me, you will understand. But it's like, if I have to just go into, meeting a guy or communicating with a guy and just be like, oh, I'm celibate, so it'll run off, any guy that just is looking for sex. It's just, I don't know if I can do that. But anyway, when I share it with this person, hey, we're not on the same page and I'm celibate or whatever, he was like, I respect that, and whatever. So that was kind of it. I didn't have any harsh feelings towards him. I don't know if he had any harsh feelings toward me. I mean, he should not have, but if he did, I was not aware of it. So, just that was that, you know what I mean? It was no need to communicate no more going forward, because like I said, I don't want to waste his time, and obviously I feel like he shouldn't waste my time. Okay, so fast forward again, this happened months ago, like toward the middle, almost beginning of this year, when this person reached out. So fast forward, the last couple of weeks, like literally like last week and the week before that, because I went on the date on Tuesday of last week, which was the 12th. So December 12th was when I went on the date. So anyway, he reached out to me. I know he had been reaching out to me, and I just had been ignoring, like over the last couple of weeks. And I mean, I really didn't have nothing to say. It's like, I thought that we both understood, what we want. Like, you're looking for something totally different than what I'm interested in. And I won't even say that I'm looking. It's just that I know, I would know what I want when it falls in my lap, type of thing. But it's not like I'm just going out here and looking, because I have so much more going on in my life that, the whole dating thing, like I said, I'm open to it if a guy, reaches out. But as far as me initiating, like, hey, take me out or let's go out, when it comes to a guy, it's just not gonna happen. But as I stated, I'm open to it, So anyway, he had been reaching out, hey, what's up or whatever, stranger, you know what I mean? That's what he would say. So finally, like I said, I think it was Monday of last week, he reached out, and he was I took it as kind of being aggressive. He sent me a quick message on my Facebook Messenger, and he was like, dang, LOL, you know what I'm saying, you're being rude by not responding, something along the lines of that. And I was like, I mean, I wasn't gonna respond, but I was like, let me just go ahead and let him know, like, dude, like, what are you doing? So I responded back, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I'm lost, because I haven't heard nothing from you, you know what I'm saying, since months ago. And then all of a sudden now it's, stranger, and you're being rude. So I let him know, like, we already, established that, you're looking for something, and I'm on a whole nother page. And he was like, well, things and situations and stuff change, And in my eyes, I'm like, what that's supposed to mean? But really, I didn't care what it meant. But it's like, dude, what is this? So, I really couldn't understand that. But like I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Of course, it was a lot of texting again. I let him know that I'm really not big on that again. So finally, he was like, he wanted to go out that same day. He was like, let's go out for drinks and stuff. And I was like, no, you know what I mean? Like, I already had other plans, because I was actually cooking when he reached out to me. Although I would have been open, for going out or whatever, had I known beforehand. But since I had already made plans to cook, I was just like, no, you know, or whatever, let's do it some other day. So he was like, what about tomorrow, which was the next day? And I'm like, okay, cool. And he was like, where do you want to go? So I'm like, Red Lobster, you know? So for me, I feel like quite naturally that if a man is pursuing a woman, aka asking her out, then you're supposed to pay for the date. That's just what I feel. You pay for the date, I'll leave a tip. That's just the way I'm looking at it. So y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, that was it. We set the date. This time we actually set the date, the location, the time, all of that stuff right there. And I'm not even gonna lie, you know, when we set up the date or whatever, my mind just started going everywhere, because it's like, man, like, I don't know if I should stick through with this. My mind was all over the place because A, I already knew he wasn't going to pay for the date. And then B, you know, not to be funny, this is just a transparent moment. Like, I had some stuff come up on my end financially. So it's like, you know, look, dude, if you're going to ask me out, you better pay for this date, because I really don't have the money like that to do this. So, but anyway, me just knowing how guys are, you know, I just knew he wasn't going to pay. So I had already, you know, made arrangements, you know, so I can pay for my portion of the meal and leave a tip, because I just already knew in my spirit that this wasn't going to go good, you know. So, needless to say, you know, the time and day came and we met up. Despite how I was trying to cancel, you know, I even reached out to him and was like, look, man, I threw like a little hint out there. I was like, look, something that came up on my end, you know, financially or whatever. And I was expecting him to be like, oh no, girl, I got you. I'm paying for the date. What you mean? He was just like, oh, I understand. And I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and make my arrangements, because I knew that it was going to be like that. So I kept reaching out to my best friend and I'm like, girl, like, I don't know if I should do this. And she was like, Shenita, go ahead and do it. She was like, because if you don't, you know, this could be the one. And she's like, if you don't do it, you're going to sit here and just be beating yourself up. And was like, you know, what if, you know, the what if thing, you know. So I was like, you're right. Let me go ahead and do this. So I got down there because I wanted to get, I always try to show up like 15-20 minutes or even sometimes 30 minutes early, just to kind of scope out thing. And with the location that we was going for the restaurant, they are known for just like giving excessive like long waiting time. So I was like, let me just go ahead and get there a little early so I can go ahead and get like a table or whatever. So I got down there. It really wasn't busy. And I'm like, okay, let me sit down. You know, I told the server, you know, my drink order or whatever. And I just waited. You know, I sent him a message and was like, hey, I just got down here. And he was like, you know, I'm on the way. He was late. I'll give him that. He was late. He did communicate that he was on the way, but he was still late. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, wow, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't a deal breaker, but it was like, dang, like this is familiar. That's what I was thinking to myself, like, oh my God, like, you know, that should have been a sign right there. So, like I said, he finally came. Fast forward, he came. And by that, I'm going to be honest, in the time that he texted and said that he was on the way and that he was coming, it had been, like I said, over 15 minutes. So I went ahead and ordered my food because at this point, I'm expecting him not to show up. And I'm like, well, hey, either way it goes, it's still a win-win because I'm hungry and I'm going to eat something. And when I go to Red Lobster, I get the same thing. I always get the endless shrimp, which is only $25. You know what I mean? So it's not a lot. And, you know, you want to leave your tip and stuff. So anyway, I went ahead and ordered my food and they, you know, took the order, whatever. So finally he walked in and, you know, he kind of hugged me as he was sitting down. You know, he smelled nice. He looked different, though. I'm going to be honest. He looked different. I guess he has like some older pictures on his Facebook page. You know, he looked it, you know, a little heavier in person, honestly. And so, yeah, he smelled nice too. You know, he had on some type of cologne. And so immediately when he sat down, it was like, he was like, I don't know if he was just nervous, But he was like, yeah, I'm not really a seafood slash fish person. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? As soon as he sat down, you know, after he hugged me, it wasn't like, no, hey, you know, what did you order or what's good? It was just like, yeah, I'm not going to be ordering anything because I don't eat seafood. And I'm like, whoa, like, I'm like, okay, that's awkward because it's like, who agrees to a date? You know, you asked me where I want to go. And I said, Red Lobster, and all of a sudden, you know, he was like, he doesn't eat, you know, seafood or fish. He said he doesn't like the texture of like fish or whatever, which is, I mean, I understand it, but at the same time, it was like, what do you mean by that? So, with that being said, you know, I was just taking heed to that, the fact that, you know, he said that he won't be ordering anything, and, you know, so he did order like a glass of water, and eventually he did order some cheese sticks, but it's like, I had to ask him, like, look, are you really just gonna sit here and just, you know, let me eat by myself? You know, you're really not going to order anything? Because it's like, what's the point of you setting up a date if you're not going to eat? You know, and I told him, I was like, they have other stuff on the menu, chicken, whatever. But anyway, he ended up, like I said, eventually, after I asked several times, you know, ordering some cheese sticks. So, I honestly, I took that as him, you know, maybe he wasn't able to afford the date. I could be wrong, but that's just what I started looking at. I'm like, you know, that's another red flag, because it's like, if you know that you can't afford it, you know, then just don't even, just set up a date, you know, around your, you know, when you get paid. But anyway, because it's not like I was rushing him to like take me out, you know. He was the one that was kind of, to me, was ready to like meet up or whatever. So anyway, after all of that stuff, you know, we started talking, and I knew that it was a no-go when his phone kept going off. Like, his phone went off multiple times. And now this is just being serious right here. Like, I really got offended, and I was trying to hold it in, like, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want him to think that I was being over the top. But I mean, I deserve that. Like, I feel like when you are going out and eating, whether you're with friends, family, or what have you, I feel like you are supposed to give, you know, those people or that person your undivided attention. I mentioned before in one of my previous videos that this year, and I try to do themes every year, and the theme for this year was timeless memories for me. And it's like, I've experienced so many losses over the last year, and I know everyone experienced the, you know, the losing of a loved one or the loss of a loved one. And I'm not even just talking about that, but I'm talking about even when it comes to finances or whatever you have going on. Because let's be honest, you know, we are living in a world where everything is just super expensive, and it's really hard to, you know, make ends meet. You know, you have to work pretty much overtime to get everything done. So, you know, I just didn't understand, for me, when you go out, like, why do people be on their phones? Like, I don't understand it. You know, you have all day to be on your phone, answering text messages, phone calls, whatever. Like, I don't know. But anyway, his phone went off multiple times, and it wasn't just like, okay, let me turn the ringer off thing. He was actually answering the phone and or text messages while I'm right there. And I'm like, yeah, this is a no-go. And he referred to the date as a meet and greet. I don't know what that means, but anytime that you're meeting up, you know, with the opposite sex, and you know that this person, they have asked you out because they're trying to pursue you, that is called a date. I'm not really sure why he referred to it as a meet and greet. Maybe he was trying to make it seem like he didn't do anything wrong, like this is just, you know, our first time meeting. And then because he did say, should I ask you out the next time, then that'll mean that, you know, I want to court you, I want to pursue you, and then that will be the date. That's what he said. But in my eyes, it was a date. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I was debating if I should say something about the phone. And then I was like, let me just go ahead and say something, because I'm one of those ones, because I've experienced some strange stuff from the past when it comes to guys. it's just in me now to go ahead and nip stuff in the bud. Like, if you see a red flag, it's no more ignoring. And that's like my motto. I'm not ignoring no more red flags. Like, I know what I'm able to bring to the table when it comes to a relationship with a guy. And so I'm not going to overlook stuff. I'm not settling. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So with that being said, I know what I hold dear to my heart. And one of the things that I hold dear to my heart is when I'm going out eating, especially with my mate, or it's not even just about eating. Even if I'm going out to have drinks, even if I'm going out to go bowling, whatever you want to call it, a walk in the park, whatever, I feel like you are supposed to give that person your undivided attention. I'm just saying, like, I mean, seriously. So, you know, he answered the phone, answered the text messages, and I hit him with, look, I don't know what you had to do to get here. You don't know what I had to do to get here. Because what he did not know, like I said, behind the scenes, I had to rearrange some funds so I could pay for my date because I knew that he wasn't going to pay for it. I mean, I'm just being transparent right now. So that's what I mean when I say you don't know what people had to do. So the least you can do is just, like, you know, give that person your undivided attention and value their presence, because time is the only thing that you can't get back. And it's the most expensive thing out here. So that's the way I looked at it. So when I told him, like, you know, you don't know what I had to do and I don't know what you had to do to get here, but yet here I am giving you my undivided attention. So from the moment that I pull up at the restaurant, I had already turned my phone on silent. Like I said, anyone that knows Shenita, they know that when I'm out with them, that my phone is on silent. It ain't no, you know, reaching out to me. I'll see all those missed calls and text message and stuff, you know, when I leave there. Because I mean, I'm only expecting to be gone for maybe a couple of hours. I'm talking about 2-3 hours top. So it's like I've had 21 hours prior to that to be on my phone, text, make plans, and let folks know, hey, I'm going on this date or whatever. And you mean to tell me that I'm so addicted to my phone that these next 3 hours, I just can't go without being on my phone? Like, that's the way that I was looking at it. And so when I brought it to his attention, he got offended and he was like, wow. He was like, I never had a woman talk to me like that or tell me something like that. He was like, you know, you're talking to me as if I'm your child or something like that. And I'm like, no, I'm passionate about what I'm saying, you know, and I'm saying it just like this in this same tone. And it's like, you know, I don't know your story. I don't know what you had to do. You know, I don't know what you've been through. And then likewise, so I told him, I was like, well, why is it that I'm valuing your presence and I'm giving you my undivided attention, even though I don't know you, but I still value your presence enough to at least give you my undivided attention? And you mean to tell me that I'm wrong for expecting the same thing in return? And he had the audacity to say that he likes reciprocation. Okay, so how? Because I'm giving you my undivided attention, but you're on your phone talking to someone or texting someone that's irrelevant. I'm not even going to say who he claimed he was texting or whatever, because that's neither here nor there. But that made the situation even worse, you know. And so I told him, I was like, you know, you got all this right here in front of you. I'm just saying, I'm being honest. Like, you got all this good. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. I'm a plus size girl, but god dog, I look good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got the biggest butt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I got a Coke bottle shape, but I'm not a bad looking woman. I'm just saying, like, I look good. And evidently him seeing my Facebook pictures draw him in for him to reach out to me. I'm just saying, not once but twice. Okay? So, when I told him that, I think that it was like the turning point then. You know, he was like, yeah, you know what I mean? He's like, you must be hurt or something, you know, you whatever. It was just, I can't even describe what was going on. It was just like the strangest thing. And I'm like, man, it baffled me. And here I am, you know what I'm saying? I've graduated. I was about to say that I'm going to school for psychology, but I've graduated, you know, with studying human behavior, the human mind and all of that. And even that moment in time, the fact that he didn't understand my perspective, because I was telling him, like, dude, this is the way I'm looking at it. And he was like, no, it's not like that, you know, blah, blah, this. blah blah that, but actually it is like that. It was like that. And so I knew then, like I said, that it was a no-go, because I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to do that, because I feel like, I already knew you wasn't going to pay for the date. Then on top of that, you're showing me that you don't value my presence. I'm just saying, you just now meeting me in person. And so a first impression is everything. And I kept telling him that, and he could care less, honestly, So yeah. So then we kind of went back and forth about that. And he finally turned his phone on silent and was like, are you happy? You good? You calm now? It was a lot of stuff, but that's what really stood out to me. And then I opened up to him after that kind of died down. I opened up to him about some stuff, from my past, about a mutual person that we both know of, and I kind of think that kind of mellowed out everything. But for me at that point, I still kind of felt like that it was a done deal, honestly. And I guess I kind of wrote him off because of the past issue, or should I say the past experience that I've had with that mutual person, you know what I mean? And so I don't know, I feel like I dodged a bullet, honestly. But overall, I do feel like he has the potential to be a great guy, but I knew for me it wasn't going to work out, because I know what I require when it comes to my mate. I know my love languages. And if you guys don't know what love languages are, look that up. That stuff is real. I know how I expect the dude to love me. You know what I mean? Like, I know that. And one of the things that I know that I require is for someone to have my undivided attention. Like, as in, I'm giving it to my mate, and I want my mate to give me his undivided attention. It's the same thing. So that was that. He did walk me to my car or whatever, but I just think it was like a mutual thing, honestly. I wasn't surprised when I didn't hear back from him. I think that if I would have reached back out to him afterwards, I think he would have, been like, okay, let's hang out again. But I kind of think, he didn't like, because he did mention he didn't like the way that I delivered, the fact that he was on his phone. He didn't like my delivery of that. But like I said, I didn't say it in an aggressive way. I was just very passionate about the way I said it, because again, you got to look at it. His phone just kept going off. It's not like I overreacted the first time. It just kept going off. So that's that. Now, that is the social media dating. Now, I've had several other people that have reached out to me, whether it's from social media or whether it's from, internet dating or whatever. And I just don't know, like, I don't know how I am going to meet my soulmate. Like, I really feel like it's gonna happen really, really soon, more than ever, because it's definitely something that I talk to God about and that I pray to God about. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's kind of like disappointing, and it's a little letdown, because I feel like where I'm at in life, I feel like I'm missing, that companionship. And as I mentioned in one of my other videos, with the buying the house thing, that's really something that I wanted to do with my mate. But unfortunately, it didn't work that way for me. And I feel like I've had a lot of moments, moments where it's like, how can I put it? I've had a lot of moments that were kind of like low blows. That was like, the lowest of the low. And then I had moments where, I'm happy and I'm celebrating my accolades and stuff. And through the ups and downs, I feel like it would have been better for me, and I could have treasured those, especially the accolades part, a little bit better if I would have had my mate there with me, and as well as the struggles that I've went through. I feel like I could have gotten over it quicker if I would have had that companionship. But needless to say, it didn't work out that way. And so here we are. So, internet dating is not something that I typically do, and I haven't really been active on an internet site, like an internet dating, online dating, should I say, in a while. So what I did was, because like I said, when I seen how my actual date was, I was like, let me try something else, because I know that God has a funny way of like allowing us to meet people, and I am a big believer that when you meet people, they can either be a blessing or a lesson for you. I strongly believe in that. So I created a dating profile for this particular site, and I knew I wasn't gonna keep it up there long. I only added like 3 pictures, and I made sure that out of those 3 pictures, I made sure that I put at least a full body picture. Let's talk about that before I go into this next guy. So what is going on with these full body pictures? I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't understand. Like, I have so many guys that kind of befriend me on social media, I guess solely based off of what I look like. You know, I guess from my profile pictures on up. I really don't know why guys think that, you know, because you only see a woman, you know what I'm saying, post from the neck up, that she must be a real big girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen smaller women, you know, just post, you know, headshots or whatever. It's like a glamour shot. Like, wow. I mean, I guess a profile picture is just that. It's a picture of you, like your profile. And when I think of that, I think of like face shots. Like, why would I post a picture of me from the neck down as my profile picture? I really don't understand that. And I can see if I didn't have any full body pictures, you know, on my page, but I do. I have some. My camera's overheating, but I'm gonna get this off my chest before this camera shut off. But yeah, I'm not really understanding the whole, you know, I had to go through your page and see what your body looked like type of thing. I feel like, you know, if you want to see what somebody working with, like a woman, you want to see all of her curves and stuff, then ask her out and take her out, and for God's sake, pay for the date. Cause old buddy did not pay for my date, by the way. But anyway, yes, like if you really wanted to see how a woman really looks, take her out. That way you can just see in real life what she's working with. But like, just looking at me from my Facebook page and then just assuming or hoping that I look a certain way, my body that is, I mean, I just don't get it. Somebody help me make sense of this, because I'm not really understanding this. It's something that I've heard all throughout the years. And I mean, I'm a big girl. What you want me to say? Like, I'm just saying, y'all excuse my holy shirts and stuff, but it's like, I mean, I'm a plus size girl. What you want me to say? Like, I'm a plus size girl. Like, what? I'm just saying, like, I'm a plus size girl. What you want me to say? I mean, I'm just saying. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? I'm just saying. Oh my God. But no, seriously though, I really don't get it. Like, if you really want to see what I'm working with, then take me out. All right, you'll be able to see me. I'm just saying, you'll be able to see everything that you need to see. And every woman is not insecure about her body. That brings me to the next thing. I had this one guy, because I guess he doesn't see where I have full body shots, and he was like, you must be insecure about your body. Where is this stuff coming from? I'm just saying, because I've seen a lot of guys that only post either full body shots or just face shots. But you don't see me saying, oh, you must be insecure about your body. Or for the ones that's only posting full body pics, oh, you must be insecure about your face. Or the ones that never smile. I never hit a guy with, oh, you must be insecure about your smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, every person is flawed in some type of way. Every person has some type of imperfections about themselves, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're insecure about it. And you can't just go in there assuming that every woman that just posts from the neck up is just a big girl. You can't do that, or that she, you know what I'm saying, like she just a dump truck. I'm just saying, like you can't just assume that every big girl is built up like a wash machine. I'm just saying. That's funny. I'm just saying, like, where is this coming from? Like, I'm just saying, where is it coming from? Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just getting so frustrated. But anyway, so let's go back to this online dating. I had a guy, and like I said, I was like, you know what? Let me expand my horizons. I'm 33, soon to be 34. And I'm like, you know what? I can raise my age limit up as to who I would date. So on my profile, and when I create these profiles, I give it my all, because I want to address everything from start to finish about me and what I'm looking for when it comes to a guy. So I put in there that, you know, I'm looking for, or I'm willing to date guys between the ages of 30 and 45 years old. Like 45 years old is my limit. I used to think that me dating a 45-year-old at the age of 33 would be ideal, because it's like, you know what, deep down inside, I'm an old soul. And I feel like, you know, I can't really sit here and say that I don't like something, or I don't prefer something unless I try it first. So how can I sit here and say that I'll never date an older guy if I never tried it? So I was like, let me just see, you know what I mean? And it was 3 guys that kind of caught my attention. Well, actually, I take that back. Only one that was 45 years old. The other 2 were like, you know, younger, or one of them is older. And I just knew it was a no-go. So this one guy, what captivated me was his smile. Like, he, you know, 45 years old, very, very nice smile. And I could see, you know, that he stayed in New York or whatever. And I've always, for whatever reason, I want to be in New York. Like, I desire that more than anything. You know, don't necessarily know if I would stay there permanently, but it's definitely something that I always wanted to do. So I seen that he seemed like a guy that's in like business or whatever. You could just tell based off his pictures, and he only had like 3 pictures. And like I said, very nice looking older guy in my eyes. And I'm not even gonna lie, when I was reading through his profile and even looking at his pictures, I don't care what nobody say, energy does exist and it does not lie. And I felt, you know, as I was looking at his pictures and reading his profile, I really felt and can pick up where he was kind of like this alpha male. Like, he's very dominant. Like, he's very, like, he that type of dude where he's gonna, you know what I'm saying, he's the manly man, but it seemed like it'll be a little bit over the top. You know, like it's to the point where he's gonna break his thing is to break a woman down to make her become submissive, because in his profile he was putting emphasis on he wants a woman that's ready to submit. Okay, like he did say he wants marriage. Like, he said that, you know, and he want that woman to submit, so he will marry her or whatever. So again, even though I'm picking that up from his, you know, his profile, and then picking up his energy from just looking at his pictures, I never in a million years thought that this dude would just really be like this. So needless to say, you know, he did reach out to me. You know, he initiated the conversation, and we felt comfortable enough with exchanging numbers. And so, yeah, the first and the last conversation was a wrap. Like, I have never, and I do mean this, if anybody that knows me personally, they know that I can be that person. Like, I ain't gonna say the N word, but I can be that N-I-G-G-A. I can be that. I'm that N-I-G-G-A. I'm just saying, like, that's that dominant part of me. But when I tell you that, you know, soon as I picked up the phone, it was just like, just being over the top, just aggressive. And I kept trying to tell him that, first of all, I really couldn't even get a word in. So I didn't even catch his name originally, because he just, I don't know. And when I was like, what did you say your name was again? I told you my name, you didn't hear me? Like, he was just saying it like that. And I'm like, what? So he went on to explain, you know, the places that he's been as far as, you know, his place of birth and how he ended up to where he's at now, which is in New York or whatever. And it sounded really nice as he was explaining that. Like, I could tell that he's a very well-spoken and educated man, which is typical of those type of men. They're usually, you know what I'm saying, they're well-spoken, they're educated, they read the Bible, they try to live their lives by the Bible, but in actuality, they are the biggest hypocrites. I'm just being honest. And so, when he got finished, you know, telling, you know, a little bit about himself, then he asked me, he was like, so, like when he confirmed that he stays in New York, I went on to say how I've always wanted to live in New York, how that is where I'm headed at. Now, he doesn't stay in the New York that I'm referring to. Like, he was like, you know, what part of New York you're trying to get to? And I'm like, New York City. Now, he stays in New York, but it's not New York City. It's a whole nother state. It's like a small city or a village, should I say, because I took my time and researched where it was that he claimed that he's from when, you know, when it's mentioned on his profile or whatever. And I educated myself because I'm that person. I like to do a little bit of research about things and stuff, you know, especially since I've never even heard of this particular part of New York. So I was like, let me just look it up and see. And I saw that it was a very, like he said, a very small village. Okay, I'm talking about like 1,100 people or less. So needless to say, when I told him about how I know that it's just, I'm supposed to be in New York, you know, he went, I felt like he overanalyzed that. Like, he was like, what's in New York? Like, is it something that you're trying to do with your career? Is it something dealing with your family? Like, why New York City? He just kept saying that, and I guess I wasn't answering it the way that he wanted me to answer it. And so I was like, I don't know any other way to answer it or describe it. I just know, I told him, I said, the best way to describe it is if, like, you know, you're passionate about something or you have a calling on your life. You can't really say the why, but all you do know is that you're supposed to be at that particular place and time right there in that moment, and then it'll make sense. So that's what I was trying to explain to him, and he acted like it just went over his head. Like, he just kept asking me the same thing, just rewording it. And so finally, he was like, well, let me ask you this. He was like, so I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of God. You know, I live my life by the Bible. And he was like, you know, I'm one of those ones that believe in, you know, a woman is supposed to submit to her man. You know, she's supposed to follow her man. And, you know, the man has the final say so type of thing. But he was saying it in like a very intimidating way. Like, he was like, so with that being said, if I'm where I'm at right now in this part of New York, he was like, what you gonna do? Like, are you coming with me or you just gonna do what you want to do? And I told him, you know, I was trying to answer his question as best as I could. For me, because he was speaking from a hypothetical point, but the way he was saying it was like, we already married. And I'm like, dude, like, whoo, calm down. Now, we're not even married. I don't even know you. Like, I haven't even met you. You don't even know if you like me or not. But he was coming off like really, really strong. So he was like, what are you gonna do? Like, if I'm right here, what you gonna do as far as your career? Like, are you gonna follow me? Cause I'm your husband, and you supposed to listen to what I say. The husband have the final say so. Like, he said it just like that. The husband has the final say so. And I'm sitting up here trying to answer this man's question as best as possible. And I said, you know, I went on to explain to him how I'm independent and I'm so used to being independent. I'm so used to single Shenita that I can't answer what married Shenita would do because Shenita has never been married. I've only been single. So I'm trying to explain to him, like, look, I have a career too. You know what I mean? And I'm just now getting started in my career. Like, I just graduated, and I told him, I said, I will be doggone if I'm gonna have sit up here and racked up all this debt and I don't even get to, you know, utilize my degree. And he was like, oh, he just kept cutting me off. Oh, you going all around the world? Or as my dad would say, you making a mountain out of a molehill. You're not answering my question. Are you gonna follow your husband? Are you gonna submit to your husband, be submissive and follow him? And I'm sitting up here trying to tell this dude, like, man, sir, excuse me, sir, because you are older than me. He was like, oh, I know what it is. You're not used to a dude challenging you. I'm challenging you. And I said, no, you're not challenging me. I said, you're actually being extremely aggressive and it's making me uncomfortable. He was like, no. He said, no. No. He was like, you just used to throwing your weight around, literally throwing it around and running over, running the relationship. Okay, I am back as you guys can see, and my camera ended up going dead, but I wanted to end the video properly. I want to just start off by saying thank you guys so much for tuning in if you are still here, and if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I try to upload videos at least once a week, but lately it has been a little off schedule because I've been trying to, do graduation stuff as well as trying to get my supervised hours in. For those of you that are new to my channel, I am pursuing my LPC, which is my professional license for counseling. That's what I went to school for, psychology. So I'm in pursuit of that right now. But what do you guys think about this video? The dating portion of it, and I want to do more videos where I kind of chit chat and open up to you guys about things that are near and dear to my heart, and dating is one of those things. Like I want to end the year 2023 with just leaving those, not looking for red flags, leaving that in 2023. Like I want to start 2024 off with not ignoring any red flags, if that makes sense. Like it's no more ignoring red flags or overlooking certain things. And like I told you guys about the example of, going on a date and having a person, be on their phone and stuff, it's just a pet peeve of mine. And it may seem so small and or minute to some people, but for me, it really is a big deal. It is a deal breaker for me. And like I explained, it just it just reminds me of an incident from my past. Like, you don't want, if you have experienced some type of trauma or something from your past that wasn't pleasant, the last thing you want to do is be reminded of that. And so that's what it kind of did. And I'm just not going to overlook stuff like that anymore. I know when I was in my early 20s, that's one of the things that I kind of overlook. And I feel like that's when people start getting comfortable with doing that. And I'm like, no, I speak up a lot more now. And it's something that I've done, really since being a teenager, having a background where I was bullied. Now I just want to keep running my mouth. Like I'm not going to shut up. Like I'm just going to always say what is on my mind. And I'm trying to work on my delivery of how I say stuff because I know sometimes it can come off a little harsh, and I don't mean any harm by it. It's just I'm very passionate about my feelings and about when I'm trying to convey a message to someone else, I'm very passionate about it. And so sometimes that tone in my voice, like it can come off as being harsh. So I can be the first one to admit that, but for the most part, going into the year 2024, I already have my theme. My theme for 2024 is going to be fearless. I want to live 2024 with, no regrets, just not having any fear of anything. That means going out more, taking solo trips more, being open to, dating different guys, like going to different settings so that I can mingle with people and network, because right now what I'm doing obviously isn't working for me. So if you want different results, you got to do different things. And sometimes doing different things requires having a different setting. And that is something that I am going to start in the year 2024. But I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer. I want to go ahead and put this video out as soon as possible. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to those that are already subscribed to my channel. And for those that are new to my channel that recently subscribed, thank you so much for your time. As always, you guys could have been on any other YouTuber's channel, but you guys decided to pay me a visit. And for that, I do thank you. And this is Shenita C, aka the Beauty Influencer, signing out.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on.